Hey guys, it's Chris here on HaloFollower, and wow, it has been a while. I hope everyone is doing great, had a great summer. It has been a long time since I've been here on the channel. Now, I am super interested in Halo Wars 2 as a general rank in the first one and a beloved fan of that game in the Halo franchise. I would love to know if you guys would want me back to cover this game. But today we will break down 10 facts we know about Halo Wars 2. Let's jump into it. At number 10, Creative Assembly, the people behind Halo Wars 2, are hiring, and boy is there a lot of openings. From designers, management, RTS level designers, to even a lead artist that hasn't been filled yet. This tells us something big. The studio hasn't finished a team yet. What does that say about the game? If you happen to be going to college for gaming, coding, management, or anything creative, I would suggest shooting your resume over, link down below. You might just score an awesome job. I believe they're looking for fresh people, young people, new ideas for the sequel. Why some of these listings don't actually mention Halo Wars 2 in the listing, however, it's very likely they are still related, because if you look back far enough, they actually didn't spam listings like this until, well, when Halo Waypoint talked about this next thing. At fact 9, Halo Wars 2 has only been in development for a few months now, presuming the sequel started in motion somewhere in March, April, or May of 2015. With that being said, the game is very bare bones right now, I would imagine, as a few pictures can tell us as well. I find it interesting that they've been lurking the Waypoint forums with Different 3 Industries since development, presumably laughing at posts or even of people talking about Halo Wars 2 and people knowing it was going to be announced sometime in the future. So yes, since the development started a few months ago from the posting of this video, it's interesting to know that they have recently said they have in fact been lurking the forums and been reading our feedback. So the same thing goes with Halo 5 Guardians, and the same thing goes with Halo Wars 2. They're taking our feedback very, very heavily. So if you have something to talk about with Halo Wars 2, I would suggest run to the Halo Waypoint forums or make a big viral video. This is something that's going to be freaking awesome. They're going to listen to our feedback from the first Halo Wars. As an avid Halo Wars fan myself, I found this somewhat of a shock that they did, in fact, this year announce Halo Wars 2. So this whole thing is amazing. Fact 8. Mouse and keyboard support is on its way to Xbox One for Halo Wars 2. On Eurogamer, it was said by Phil Spencer it would make sense with launch. There's an entire post about it on Windows Central, speaking of the interview. We also learn, on top of the keyboard and mouse support coming to our console, that Different 3 Industries is working alongside this. Perhaps this means that this game, Halo Wars 2, will tie in with the aftermath of Halo 5 Guardians, perhaps some of the Halo Escalation comics. There's actually been videos here on HaloFollower speaking of the Halo Wars 2 story about that. Or maybe the story will be in an undisclosed place and time in the Halo universe yet to be heard about. More about that later in the video. On fact 7, Halo Wars 2 is Windows 10 poster child. What exactly does that mean? Well, when the original Xbox launched in 2001 alongside Halo Combat Evolved, it was said that Halo 1 was Xbox's flagship for the Xbox. So, for example, like Mario is to Nintendo's flagship icon, Halo Wars 2 will apparently be taking the same stance with Windows 10 for Microsoft's PC and its gaming. We can only assume that they will be taking it very seriously, and we can perhaps expect a great amount of effort into a mind-blowing sequel rather than just a cheap push for fans' approval, for example. But take this with a grain of salt, what Halo Spartan Assault was to fans. It wasn't that big, and it was created by a very small amount of people. Now that is not what Halo Wars 2 is going to be. This apparently is going to be a huge thing, huge enough to be Windows 10 poster child, or aka flagship. Fact number 6. Behind what some would call the gods of RTS, Creative Assembly, a Sega company, will be developing the game. This is extremely exciting news. And why is that? These are the same people who have been making Total War, a large-scale strategy RTS series for PC, taking place over many different historical time periods, and now taking place 500 years in the future in the Halo universe. I've had the honor of already being a fan of Total War Rome 2 and Total War Shogun 2, and I can agree with Microsoft's decision. This was the right studio for the right project. Whether Halo Wars 2 is more like the first one, or more like Total War meets Halo, either one or even a half and half would be amazing. Essentially what I'm trying to say is that there is no way that Halo Wars 2 is gonna be a bad game. Fact 5. Halo Wars 2 will release in fall of 2016. This makes a lot of sense with Halo 5 Guardians releasing in 2015 fall. Now, I believe I can agree with a lot of you guys here that going more than a year without some Halo content, DLC, something Halo related, is quite a depressing time. But with it already being confirmed, we can count on Halo 5 Guardians for 2015 and Halo Wars 2 to come in 2016, back to back. Fact 4. Speaking of depressing times, here is some bad news. Halo Wars 2 will only get details in 2016. This is confirmed. Now, this doesn't include small little leaks or little things that we pick up, but official details about the game from the developers and producers will come in 2016. What does that mean? Well, in my time of following Halo for about 4 years and a few months now, I would guess next time we get a trailer for Halo Wars 2 will be during Microsoft's E3 conference in 2016. Quite a long time away. But hopefully we will get another teaser before then, and in addition, here on HaloFollower, I specifically will be covering Halo Wars 2 related material along with the crew if you guys want me to. Fact number 3. This is history being made, even if it isn't a traditional Halo. For the first time in a very long time, a big Halo Saga sequel is being released on multi-platforms, that being on Xbox One and Windows 10 for PC. This is big by itself, but if successful, it could lead Halo to also being an exclusive on Windows 10 as well, which means regardless of the version, Halo on PC is a very beautiful picture that could be painted not too long from now. And yes, I know about the Halo Online leaks, the online Halo multiplayer on Halo 3 Foundry and Halo 3 Snowbound and all that stuff. The multiplayer and the Forge, I know it's there on PC already. All that stuff already exists, but imagine with more mod support and with, of course, Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4, and perhaps alongside Halo Wars 2. All on PC, maybe in a bundle on Steam, or even better yet with Steam Workshop support, would be mind-blowing fantastic. Fact 2. Massive battles will be in Halo Wars 2. As read in the description, to some extent, the game will include large-scale battles. In my opinion, the Xbox 360 did a good job of handling the huge fights, even when it got laggy in the original. However, we're speaking about the Xbox One and PC here for the sequel, right? However, perhaps we can expect even more units, more abilities for leaders, faster paced gameplay even, and more flexibility when it comes to the game mechanics itself. There are a lot of ideas and options for the development team and for us fans to give feedback and ideas to. But the sequel will include something battle-wise that was significant enough to at least add in the description of the main game itself at this point, quote, massive battles. Fingers crossed, let's hope they really mean massive. Fact number 1, here we are. Halo Wars 2 will have a new story. Duh. And let me get to it. In the original, the Spirit of Fire was sent to a ruined planet named Harvest to investigate the Covenant. Following the plot of the 3 leaders, Professor Anders, Sergeant Forge, and Captain Cutter, with their unique traits, postures, personalities, and of course abilities in-game, embarked a very interesting story. I don't want to spill any spoilers here, but it was a solid piece of storytelling and presentation. We can only expect to see these kind of cutscenes, maybe with Blur again, which are the people that created the cutscenes for Halo Wars originally, and as well as Halo Wars 2 cutscenes and storytelling to be just as good to the first Halo Wars, at least equal or better to the first in Halo Wars 2. Since 343 Industries took over Halo, the story has appeared to get a little dark after time, if you guys have noticed that. A quick glance at the Halo 5 trailer, any of them, any gameplay, or even going through Halo 4 can quickly show you that, well, the game is getting a little bit dark. And we can expect this to possibly be the same thing for Halo Wars 2. Even the trailer showed it a little bit dark, as the trailer showed a squad of Spartans being attacked by what looks like a brute chieftain that is tough enough to make a Spartan or many die, or at least lead us to believe that, which is quite interesting to say the least. Halo Wars 2, just like Halo 5 and Halo 4, it will potentially be dark. Anyway, be sure to leave a like on this video if you ended up enjoying, and only if you did, and subscribe here on HaloFollower for Halo coverage on Halo 5 Guardians and Halo Wars 2 for the years to come. I'm very excited to cover this game, as I probably have around 500 hours of gameplay on Halo Wars multiplayer, a general rank as I said in the beginning of this video, and have played it before I even started HaloFollower over 4 years ago. So I can't wait to make tip videos, strategies, and more to really warm you guys up if you are an ex-Halo Wars player or if you never actually touched the game. I am very excited, so guys, be sure to let me know, does that sound like y'all's kind of glove? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys.